And they called you a racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting in their words that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but like they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives, I'll listen to you. Like you've
100%.
you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
I mean, they're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That's
Literally.
a fair perspective,
right.
I think.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Appropriating the struggle of slavery.
I totally agree.
And the struggle of slavery was real. I don't think Republicans ever want to really whitewash that. It's real, right? But for
we're
Byron,
against slavery.
We're against it.
Whether it's in the, West Bank or here or anywhere. Yeah, against it.
And so for Byron's group, his team, to call me and essentially our entire supporting base racists for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that kind of money is in an uncontested primary until now. But secondarily, to actually go out and try to gaslight us and think that you're just one of those guys that has been here, since the early 1800s and your family was in the struggle too. You're not. And that's a very interesting term that the Foundational Black Americans use. It's called tether. They're tethering these tethers like Byron Donalds. They come here literally one generation in and they try to just sit around and act so folksy that we're all part of the same struggle and we're all down on and we need to fight against. No, you just got here, dude. Like the Haitians, like the guys from Ghana who just got here. You don't get to just be a part of our system and then lecture us about how our country went wrong.
They said FBA was just an internet conversation with no real-world consequences. But now it's in politics. It's in mainstream media. It's in academia. It's being debated on platforms with real power. When James Fishback told Donald Byrd he was a slave to donors, and then reminded the world that Byrd isn't FBA, something shifted. Because flat blackness only works when nobody asks who actually carries the lineage. Tonight, we break down why this moment matters, how our language is setting the terms, and why the era of cultural cosplay is dead. You are now tuned into Sincere Love.
Yo family, real quick, I'm proud to announce the soft launch of Sincere Love to God's new book, From the Womb to Illmatic, a hip-hop inspired blueprint for unlocking your child's inner genius. This ain't your average parenting book, this is for the culture, inspired by Illmatic, built around his own son Seven's early development, and packed with real tools to help parents turn everyday moments into genius-level learning. If you've ever wanted to give your child a head start without losing your roots, this book is for you. Available now on Amazon. Order now and leave a 5-star review. You already know, we raising brilliance around here.
Hi, I'm Seven, and I'm the Super Harry. That means I ask big questions, I make big moves, and I come from something powerful. In this series, I grow through change, embrace my culture, and unlock the gifts that my ancestors gave me. These books are for kids like me, kids with heart, with pride, and with big dreams. Come join the journey. Collect all 4 Seven the Super Harry books and unlock your power. Available on Amazon and Kindle now. Order your copy today.
Here's the way it is. You live in direct relation to the poets, the heroes, and the sheroes you have. Always honor the elders. Then you honor yourself. Honor women, you honor yourself. Honor men, you honor yourselves.
All right. Welcome, family. Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. I am the God Sincere Love, back in the house once again with my lovely co-host, Nicety Girl. We are in the digital building. What's going on with y'all?
And we back with a good one today. I think this is gonna make everybody go crazy because the Tethers is really acting a fool right now.
Oh man. Oh
Man,
man. Listen, flat blackness is over.
right.
Okay. The power is coming from the ground up. Family, delineation was a major power move. A major power move. And so we got a lot to talk about on today's episode. But before we do that, y'all know what to do as y'all coming up in here. Hit that like button. Share this out on your social media platforms. Let everybody know that we are live with another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes of Sincere Love the Godcast. Now, we weren't here last week.
Right.
Your power was out over there, right?
We had it like I had it for a few days. It was on and off literally for a few days.
What was going on? Y'all was getting some rain and stuff out there. What was going on out there?
We had about 4 days of rain. Obviously, we're not used to that, I guess, in California.
Right.
So we on my street on New Year's Eve, I want to say it was, had a complete power outage for like actually Christmas Eve for about 4 hours, New Year's Eve for about 2 hours, and then it
Man.
started raining, and so we just kept having it back to back, and it was more of the internet. But our street though, it was a complete power outage, so you couldn't see nothing.
Wow.
So
Okay.
we
Now
had it for a few days.
we had lost power today a couple of times today.
I
I
can't
thought
hear you. Are you on mute?
1 2 1 2. I think I should be good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mic check 1
I don't hear
2.
anything.
Mic check 1 2. I hear you. I see you fine. I should be good. Y'all let us know in the chat what's going on.
Can you hear me?
Can I be heard?
I don't hear
Yes,
anything.
I hear you.
What's
I
going
hear
on
you.
here?
Think something might be going on her end, but y'all let me know if I could be heard in the chat, family. Nicety's some reason she's not hearing me right now. Am I good? Am I good? Y'all let me know if I'm good. I know it's a little bit of a delay in the chat, but
I left and came back because I couldn't hear. I seen your lips moving, but I couldn't hear you.
what about now?
I can hear you fine now.
Okay, so it had to be your end then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could hear both of us. They could hear both of us.
I just couldn't hear anything. I can just see your lips moving.
All right, cool. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. D from BK. Peace, peace, peace. JG11 U3X. Appreciate you.
I'm from Brooklyn, 73. Welcome to the Godcast.
Just because. Appreciate you as well. First Classic Citizen C1B. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to Mama Love with the early super chat as always. Shout out to Mama Love in the building. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, we had lost power twice today. I thought we was going to have to cancel today out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, our power was out for a couple of hours. Today, I'm like, damn, we're going to have to miss another one. I ain't trying to miss 2 in a row. We on a little roll right now with the Godcast, man. We ain't want y'all to think we was abandoning y'all or nothing like that. We here, family. We here. So again, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Let everybody know that we live right now so we can chop it up, man, and catch up on some of the things that have been going on. Happy New Year, first of all, to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Happy
It's my
New
first
Year.
broadcast of the new year for sure.
2026. Mine too. My first live broadcast. I did do some content with our brother Chase. Shout out to our brother Chase.
I'm loving what y'all doing on that. I love it.
Did you see the latest one?
I did. I saw it today. I also shared it on X, so make sure you guys check that out. If you guys are following me on X, the link is there. And obviously,
make sure y'all subscribe to Foundational Black Americans on YouTube. That's our brother Chase's channel. He got the Voice of the Ancestors channel and the Foundational Black American channel. But I think he's focused more on the FBA channel right now. So make sure y'all subscribe to the Foundational Black American channel on YouTube. Like she was saying, me and Chase, we did a couple of collabs recently. Last week we dropped one where we were reacting to some of these British, to some of these black Brits out there who are, you know, the same old same, talking about how we don't really got no culture, we don't really know where we from and all of that. And so we did a reaction to that. And then earlier today, we dropped a new one where we were reacting to a part of the broadcast when I was on Dr. Ma'at's platform, that whole thing. We didn't do a reaction to the whole video, just a certain part of the video
Right.
that we wanted to react to. There were some things from there that I still wanted to clear up. So I'm glad I got a chance to really clear some of those things up. But if you haven't had a chance to see it, make sure y'all go check those out and definitely subscribe to my brother's channel. Great content going on over there all the time.
Crew Reality said he saw that. Shout out to Crew Reality.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Happy New Year. Yes, indeed, man. It's 2026.
Man, time flies.
2026. We are out here, man. It's been a lot of stuff going on since we last chopped it up. Like we said, today we're going to be talking about the end of flat blackness. You know what I'm saying? How our language is now, you know, publicated, what do you call it? Populated into the public lexicon at this point.
Academia, white society, black society. Clearly the Tethers know because they've been whining, you know, since delineation started. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's here. It ain't going nowhere.
And politics and media.
Right.
And across sectors of society, they're using our language, they're using our verbiage. And so, like we said, the power is coming from the ground up. We've been standing 10 toes down on this truth. We have not moved, we have not budged off of it. And so now the mainstream media is forced to react to us. You know what I'm saying? They gotta play catch up. So, you know.
And you have the tether spinning this into us as foundational Black Americans wanting white validation. This has zero to do with wanting white validation. Are you guys wanting white validation when you put these king size white Jesuses, you know, up in your homeland? Are you guys wanting white or even Asian validation when you guys are crowning Asians kings and queens in your homeland? Like, come on now. Like, it's wild to me that because our message is spreading throughout the world, that now we want white validation because this white dude and Tucker Carlson, you know, spoke about an experience they had with that Jamaican dude, you know, basically trying to tether on to our foundational Black American history that he's not a part of.
Yes, indeed. And I'm glad you brought that up, because that's like the first thing I wanted to address too. Like, we're not here happy to get a pat on the head from white mommy and daddy. This ain't a celebration of us getting some type of acknowledgement from mainstream society, from the dominant society. We're not praising Tucker Carlson. You know, we're not aligned with James Fishback, who was the guy that he was talking to down there in Florida that's running against Donald Byrd, which, you know, we'll get into the whole fallout of that situation. So no, we're not seeking white approval. What we're doing is we're observing a material shift in narrative control and narrative power.
Right.
Again, the power is coming from the ground up. Exactly. And so the language, the thing about it is the language, it didn't come from some think tank. It didn't come out of the universities. It didn't come from political parties. It didn't come from none of these elite spaces. It came from the grassroots. You know what I'm saying? It came from the Black grassroots, specifically foundational Black Americans, who we were told for years now that delineation was divisive.
Right.
It's only online. It's really irrelevant in the real world.
Right.
I don't hear y'all saying that now.
Right. And remember, you and I have been talking about this for a long time. And I would be like, you know, people know, you know, what foundational Black American is. And, you know, I've always been like, people play dumb a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we're like, no, well, maybe a lot of people don't really know because it is a nuance or whatever. But no, they know. White people
Right.
know. And I think they're also more mad, not at delineation on from this video, but the fact that that white man said tether, that really got their asses itching.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. He did say tether,
Yes,
and they said Tariq
right.
Nasheed by name.
By name.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that I know that chapped a lot of y'all asses.
Oh, Roland Martin, I know he's swinging at the air.
And so yeah, you know, and again, that's not validation. That's them responding to pressure.
Right.
You understand? That's what that's about. You know, again, the power is coming from the ground up. And so one thing that I didn't like, you know, when you do look at it, is still, you know, the framing,
Mhm.
because, you know, when he says, yeah, I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society of Florida, or whatever he said, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to make it a group.
Frames it as some type of organization.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so y'all already know we don't play that game.
Right, but we expect them to be deceptive because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? But those of us that know, we know.
Mm, my man made a good point. They say us delineating is divisive, but y'all got Little Senegal in Harlem, Little Haiti in Flatbush, and Brooklyn. That's divisive.
Right. All in New
Right.
York.
Right. Shout out to First Class Citizen. No, we are only concerned with self validation and to be acknowledged for who we are, not and what we've done. Let me read that again. I'll mess your comment up.
Let me go find it.
No, we are only concerned about self validation and to be acknowledged for who we are and what we've done. Exactly.
Right. And again, we've named ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We went from black, Negro, Negroid, colored, like all these, you know, African American, Jesse Jackson, you know what I'm saying? All these things that we had no part of. We were
Mm-hmm.
just going along with the flow. And all of that encompassed everyone that is melanated. You know what I'm saying? Which messed up, you know, the what do you call that, employment stats,
Mm-hmm.
criminal stats and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, because everybody is dogpiling everything onto just blackness, and it's not, you know, classified based on lineage, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, or race or whatever. So I'm
Right.
glad that we're doing this now, because now we're seeing where all the fraud is coming from, where all the scams are coming from, all these fake diplomas and degrees. It's not foundational Black Americans with all that.
Right. Right. We had to disaggregate the data.
Right.
Family. That's what this is about. You know what I mean? Yeah, we want to divide from that. Yeah, it's divisive. We want to divide from that. We got enough riffraff within FBA society that we got to deal with already. Let us deal. We'll deal with our riffraff. Y'all deal with y'all's. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you're right, brother Solace. The celebration. I don't know if you're a brother or a sister. My bad. Solace 225. The celebration is seeing what we already knew. These
Right.
people who are these people know who we are and have been ignoring it. This just verifies what we already knew. Where was the lie in what Tucker and Fishback actually said? Right. Good question. That's the thing. The truth don't care who tell it. Because
Nope.
again, you got that's that you know what I'm saying? I've seen the people in the comments already, like you said earlier, you know, trying to make it seem like you know, we just happy to get some type of acknowledgement from white
Right.
mommy and daddy and all that. No, the truth don't care who tell it. Yeah,
Y'all even
we
see,
know Tucker Carlson and them ain't no friend of FBA society.
period. And I
We've
think
been
he kind of made
called
that,
them
I
out for
don't agree
their
with everything. I don't agree
right.
with everything. He letting you know. You know what I'm saying? What it is too.
We've been calling out the Tucker Carlsons for his uh white supremacy for years. Ain't nothing changed as far as that. Just
Right.
because, you know what I'm saying, they spoke a little bit of truth don't mean all of a sudden, oh, we think we got a friend now. Nah, ain't nobody
Right.
that gullible. Ain't nobody
Because
that gullible. We know how the game is played.
and
We
you
ain't got
see
no
it on the FAFSA financial aid website, the 26 and 2027 student demographic information. When you're picking out your race and ethnicity, it has Black, African American, and then it says African American, Jamaican, Haitian, Nigerian, Ethiopian, and Somalian. Now on other at the bottom, it says Trinidadian and Tobagoan, Ghanaian, Congolese, etc. Now the only thing that I feel like we're still missing from it.
Slow down a little bit. Read the categories again.
So the category is it says Black or African American, and then underneath it says African American, Jamaican, Haitian, Nigerian, Ethiopian, Somali, and then it says other Black or African American. Enter, for example, Trinidadian and Tobagoan, Ghanaian, Congolese, etc. So at the bottom, I
So
guess you can click other, and then I guess we will have to type in foundational Black American.
now I think, based on that the first one, Black or African American, I know what you mean, but I
Yeah.
think Black or African American is supposed to apply to the FBA family, and
Well,
the
I don't
rest
like
of
that.
and the rest of them are supposed to specify what type of Black you are, where's your family from. That's what the
But
rest of
on the
that
first
says.
line, so on the first line where it says Black and African American, right underneath that, the first box that you can choose is African American. So if Black or African American is already checked, then why do
So
I
they
have
got
African American again?
African American on there 3 different times.
Yes.
3 different times. Yeah, that don't make no sense.
That don't, well, two
Yeah.
different times, not 3 different times,
At
but
the
2
at,
different
at the
times.
bottom too. You said it
Yeah.
again at the
Where
bottom too.
it says other Black or African American. Enter, for example, that's what it says,
So that's 3.
Trinidadian, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So yeah.
That's 3. Yeah. So
Yeah.
again, it ain't all the way cleaned up.
It's not all perfect.
It ain't all the way cleaned up, but we moving in the right direction.
Right.
We moving in the right direction. They asking the right questions. Where your mama and them from?
No. Pretty much where your grandma from.
Where your granny from? They asking the right questions. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is, but we're also getting closer and closer to what we've asked for. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, employment applications, they're out here in California, they've done it, but it's only for state jobs. It's not on all forms of employment applications, but they have done it on state job application and obviously now the financial aid.
And somewhere else I wanted to mention too. What I'm starting to, you mentioned it earlier with some of the crime stats and all of that, because we've been seeing a lot lately in the news now, when they're reporting on a crime or whatever the case may be, and the person is non-FBA, they will specify, hey, this is a migrant from so and so.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a second generation from so and so. Like the mainstream media is starting to specify where these people are from. You know what I'm saying? When they doing these perk walks and all of that.
Do you think it's because they're doing that? Obviously, because we're forcing it, you know what I'm saying? Because we haven't let up. But then also you have Trump that came in who's talking about, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment is for Black Americans, the babies of slaves, and not for anybody that comes over here to have a baby. Do you think all of that encompasses it? One, what we've been doing for the last, 6-7 years, when it comes to delineation, but also
the fact that we have the Trump administration.
Yeah.
100%, 1,000%. If Kamala was in office right now, we wouldn't be seeing this.
No, absolutely not.
We would not be seeing this. And so it just so happens, and this is the reason why they always try to say that, we're just right wingers or we're Trump supporters, low key, because a lot of times the truth that we're speaking is aligned with some of the Republican agenda, not completely, but some of the Republican agenda when it comes to, what they're doing with immigration and all of that. Just so happens to be aligned with the Black agenda. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing it to do us any favors. They have their own motives, but it benefits us subsequently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So yeah, 100%. It's both. It's definitely both. So what you want to do? You want to go through the video and
Um,
kind of break the
I
video
want to
down,
talk
or no?
about because obviously we've been missing for 2 weeks.
Okay.
But obviously, the woman out there in Minnesota that was unalived by the ICE agent. I like how what's his name, Tim Black framed it. He called them Thelma and Louise. You know what I'm saying? And this is not to justify, or celebrate anyone being unalived, obviously, but we've all seen the video from multiple angles. And her, I guess, wife was outside of the vehicle saying, "Drive, baby, drive." When law enforcement, i.e. ICE, these federal agents told her to, exit the vehicle, et cetera, et cetera, and she was unalive. And I just don't understand how and why, left-leaning media is framing this as something that she clearly, you know, smash the gas. And again, this is not justifying, her killing, but if I get pulled over, and they say license and registration, I'm giving license and registration. I'm not going to be combative. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Follow orders, and get yourself safe. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
all you gotta do is comply.
just comply. Stop
Uh,
resisting. Stop
yeah,
resisting.
and that's my thing about that whole situation is like, look, man, we've been trying to tell y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now, again, this is like a chickens coming home to roost type of situation. They using the
Right.
same language on y'all. They using the same playbook on y'all. I mean, this is a middle class white soccer mom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just the prototype, the ones who swear that they have the protection, the complexion for the protection. You know what I'm saying? And they're the ones that's usually allowed to cuss out the police and act a
Mhm.
fool when they get pulled over by the police and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work in this situation for you.
Right.
It didn't work out in this situation for you. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? You had to learn the hard way.
And why
Uh,
would you think it would though? And why are you out there? You know what I'm saying? Why are especially using your vehicle, to obstruct justice, whatever that may be like. And I understand you have, your First Amendment rights and things like that. But these people out there toting guns, they mean business. You know what I mean? So why would you put yourself in a situation where you're taunting them? You really thought that your whiteness was just enough in
That's
that
what.
moment?
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. That's what whiteness is supposed to be. That's supposed to be the value of your whiteness. You get to do that. You get to do that. But like we've been trying to tell y'all, evil contains within itself the seed of its own destruction. It's always going to have that boomerang effect and come back around. It's not going to just be confined to just niggas and that's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Clearly.
So,
Clearly. And
mm,
speaking of Negroes, because here in California, this happened in Northridge, and I'm here, in California. There was a brother by the name of Keith Porter Jr. Um, he was unalived in Northridge, California on New Year's by an ICE agent. I have not seen this covered here. The most I've seen this person's name and coverage is literally on social media. Here in California, on network mainstream news, I have yet to see Keith Porter name come across this screen. All we are seeing is that white woman in Minnesota, here in California.
Keith Porter's FBA.
Keith Porter, from my knowledge, he could looks yeah, I guess he's FBA. Northridge is where DeWine went to college. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as well as my aunt
Mm.
graduated there. But I haven't seen anything here. I would love to know, the circumstances, was he a part of some type of protest? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I literally don't know because I haven't seen a video. I've only seen, this his mother speaking and stuff like that, but I haven't seen anything else. Nothing here.
Yeah,
Nothing. And
yeah,
he's black.
yeah. I don't know too much about that
It's
story right
seriously, and
there, so I
I'm
can't really
here and don't
comment on
know.
it.
It's just shocking to me. Like all we hearing about is this white woman, but there's obviously something that happened before her here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no coverage on it. So if we get more information about it, of course we'll share it with you guys on the Godcast.
Right. Yes, indeed. And so something else I wanted to talk about that we didn't get to talk about, um, that I kind of like that I'm seeing from this administration right now with RFK. Let me share this screen actually. And RFK, he got his little speech impediment or whatever, but
Right.
I'll
What is
try to
that
play
from?
some of
Like,
this
did he lose a
video.
lung or something, or
It
part of his?
sounds like it. I don't even
Right.
know. It sounds like he only got a half a lung.
Right.
It's hard to listen to RFK, but anyway, yeah, I'm not going to play that video. But basically, what they doing is they getting ready to put the smackdown, and I believe it when I see it. But they saying that they getting ready to put the smackdown on these food companies.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to get rid of all the added sugars and all of these other harmful ingredients, cancer causing ingredients and stuff that's in our food products and all of that stuff. The kids at school, all of our groceries and all of that. So that's good if they
That's
get them
very
to
good.
clean that up, because a lot of these same companies, they have distribution in other companies. I mean, in other countries, but they're not allowed to use these same ingredients.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Kellogg's, they got their stuff on shelves over in the UK, but it don't have all the food colorings and the sugars and all of that nonsense in it. But they give it to our kids over here. They should have been nipped that in the bud, but they talking about actually banning a lot of those substances and all of that from our food. So that's good. That is good. And they also was talking about creating a law to ban a lot of these big corporations from buying up all the private homes.
Right.
Now,
that's happening a lot here in
it's
LA.
happening all over.
Yeah, out here for sure. The Russians a lot are buying up a lot of the properties out in the Leimert Park area. Shoot, if we're gonna keep it real, a lot of the cartel is buying up a lot of property here in Los Angeles and Compton, to be honest.
That's a whole nother one. That's a whole nother one right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But yeah, people can't even afford to buy homes anymore. It's ridiculous what they're doing. Like, especially the way that they go about it. You have these big conglomerates that own multiple entities, and they'll use one entity to buy up, a whole bunch of houses. They buying them in bulk, and then they'll resell them to their other company that they own too, to double the price overnight. And now the rest of the people that live in those areas, their taxes are going up, the property, they can't even afford to live there no more. You know what I'm saying? So supposedly they're supposed to be banning all of that from happening. Again, I believe it when I see it, because Biden was hitting at something like that too, and they never really got around to doing anything about it. So that's something we need to keep our eye on and see what's going on with that. But it sounds good.
Also,
Black
the interest rate cuts to credit cards. He's trying to put a 10% cap, on the credit card interest rates and things like that. So those are different things that can benefit a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? You cut the interest rates down to 10%, people can pay off some stuff a lot faster and get themselves
right.
debt.
All right. Yeah. So again, it sounds good, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. These are things that are not, specific to us as FBAs, but definitely beneficial. We're still Americans.
Right.
These
And
things
Darnell
affect
Brooks
us.
put, why was she in Minnesota? She stayed in Missouri. She was a paid protester following ICE around when she should have been at home with her kids. Don't fall for the Democrat BS. And I heard that too. If I'm not mistaken, she was on video somewhere else. Someone caught some footage of her talking about, she's some type of, whatever, protester that goes around and following ICE and stuff. Now, the only reason why I would think someone would have time to do that is if they were paid to do it.
Okay. Your audio is choppy.
Is it? I don't have any. Let me make sure I don't have anything open. Hold on.
Is your like mic? It's like your mic sitting on something or something. It seems like, I don't know, but your audio is choppy. Want her to get her audio together so we can have some smooth sailing. But while we waiting for her to get that together, how many of y'all know about the young rapper, hip hop artist out of the Bay Area named La Russell? independent artists. Y'all familiar with La Russell? Type of number 7 in the chat if y'all familiar with La Russell. La Russell been doing his thing on the independent tip for years now and really teaching people the game along the way. He kind of took the Nipsey Hussle blueprint and took that to the next level and really expanded on, you know, some of the things that Nipsey Hussle was doing with the Proud to Pay, direct to consumer, and all of that. Y'all familiar with our brother La Russell?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, because I like what he did recently. I like him overall and what he's been doing. But he just put out another album. He got like 50 albums or some shit like that. Like he just puts out albums nonstop, direct to consumer. He gives his audience the opportunity to actually invest in the music. So you don't just become a customer, but you can actually get in on the upside of the sales and all of that. If you want to invest in, you know, some of the projects that he does and all of that, it's real fly the way he does it. You know, he has things set up where you could pay whatever you want to pay for the music and stuff like that, for show tickets, and I think merch even, you know what I'm saying, where people could set their own price, you know what I mean? And so the new album that he put out, his goal was to sell 100,000 copies independently. And again, he has it set up so people are able to pay what they want to pay. And so Kyrie Irving paid 11,000. What was the exact number? Because you know he wear number 11. That's his jersey number. So he paid $11,001 for the album. Shout out to Kyrie Irving. Shout out to our brother Kyrie Irving.
Always looking out. Always looking out.
Kyrie Irving is that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he paid 11,000. I think Snoop paid a couple of stacks for the album. A couple of other big name celebrities probably came after the fact and showed the same type of love or whatever. But the 11,000 that Kyrie paid for the album, La Russell decided to pay it forward.
Right.
And
help
so
people with their utilities and stuff.
Yeah, he's giving away the $11,001 to help with like a community relief fund, rent assistance, bills, medical bills, water bills, phone bills, groceries, diapers, etc. And so if you're a person that's in need, you know what I'm saying, you want to get some of that bread to help out with some bills to pay or whatever. I think the deadline is it's coming up soon, sometime this month. You know, there's a deadline. But if you follow him on Instagram, just click the link in his bio. There's a form you can fill out and, you know, basically tell your story and why you think that, you know, you should be chosen or whatever. He's going to be choosing a couple of people to help out with some of their bills. So I just thought that was dope. That's a dope story right there.
And I just want to say on our flyer, you know, on Instagram, you have Tethers in there. Of course, obviously our, you know, FBA brothers and sisters are, you know, riding, but we got folks up in here windmilling, going crazy in the comments, you know, calling FBA an online cult. Of course, we hate Africa, we hate Africans, all this stuff because of how? How?
You niggas hate us.
One guy said, "This is not impressive to me at all. Be careful not to entertain the devil." Tucker Carlson doesn't care anything about black people anyway. Black people need to study that debate between Dr. Khalil Muhammad and Anthony Hilter. In the debate, Dr. Khalid talked about when white people are infighting, they try to get black people on their side. Do not let the devil deceive you. The white man is the devil. Remember that and never forget.
You see my response in there to him?
You did respond to me. Click on that. No. Oh, you put.
I said.
Oh, you said good thing we ain't looking for love.
Right.
Shrug.
Right. Like
there we go.
We know this already, Captain Obvious.
Right.
That's not what this is about. And again, we addressed that at the top of the show. You know, this ain't a celebration about a pat on the head from white mommy and daddy. No, this is just confirmation that the power is coming from the ground up. Period. They're playing catch up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not using their verbiage, they're using ours. We're controlling the narrative. You know, this is just confirmation. That's all.
And then to be what that does, what it also screams to me is just I'm a scared Negro. You know what I'm saying? Scared to rep who he is, scared to rep his lineage, scared to offend white people, by even agreeing when we can. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even understand what his point was.
The
Like,
truth,
nobody cares about Tucker Carlson in that way.
the truth don't
Bottom
care who
line
tell it.
is the message is here.
The truth do not care who tell it. The truth is the truth. I don't care who mouth it come out of. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part is some of y'all and too many of y'all actually need to hear it from them folks before y'all believe it's real
Bingo.
anyway.
Bingo. Bingo.
You know what I'm saying? That's the sad reality. Too many of y'all do need to hear it from them folks to understand that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Because when we saying it, y'all act like y'all it's just something that you could dismiss. But a lot of y'all need that reinforcement from white mommy and daddy. So there you go.
I got one more I gotta read. I can't even pronounce this person's name, but it says FBA have been officially infiltrated. You silly Negroes are so happy that the mainstream colonizers are talking about you that you missed the whole conversation about them framing your organization's mission. They literally are saying you shouldn't bond with another Black person in America's struggle of being Black in America if they are not originally from America, which is dumb because we can see America is still exporting white colonialism, and he's putting zeros and all kind of stuff, mixing zeros and O's all around the world. Wake the F up, you pathetic political pygmies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just tether babble.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, before you guys talk about us unifying and stuff like that here, how about you guys do it at home first? Show us that you can do it there. I feel like it's very disingenuous to always talk about they're trying to divide us when y'all divided there and you on inner tubes, train, planes, and automobiles trying to get away from your own people now.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking
And when
about.
you get here, you get under white people too, against us. So where's the unity?
Yeah. Saying we've been infiltrated. He lying, framing it as an organization, talking about we've been infiltrated, and we don't even realize that they're saying that non-FBAs shouldn't bond with the struggle of FBAs. Okay, if all of that's true, what are we losing out on? Because
Right.
they wasn't bonding with the struggle anyway.
Right.
They,
And must we forget who sold us into the struggle?
you know,
Because they love to just, dismiss that part.
right. Y'all getting that? Y'all getting, speaking of tethers, y'all getting that one of these tethers in the chat right now.
Right. He been running amok, but he sure is tuned in. Tuned in.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Look, man. Look. This like I said earlier, this was a major power move. Delineation was a major power move. You know what I mean? And this is what power, it doesn't always look like, holding office or, get them to cut the check, although that is the ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it just looks like setting the terms of the reality, setting the terms of the conversation, which we are doing. You know what I'm saying? Because how groups are named matters, how things are framed matters, and who is responsible for what, all of that matters. And that's how we take control of the battlefield, you know what I'm saying, as far as the conversation goes. You know what I'm saying? Because now the dominant society is reacting to us and taking our lead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, that's what shapes reality. From there comes actual policy and et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? But
Who's beefing
again,
with Africans? I would like to know, Troy, Body, who's beefing with Africans? Who's beefing with Africans? I would like to know who's beefing. Nobody's beefing with Africans. We really don't care.
and really this is just the latest example of us forcing our verbiage into the lexicon, because this is not the first time. I always think about even the term white supremacy, right?
Which is their word.
But for a long time, we wouldn't hear that term on TV and in the news media and all of that stuff. People weren't so quick to use that term. They would speak around. They would be talking about white supremacy, but they would never name it what it was.
Right. Now the Democrats are trying to use it.
When
Convenient.
when Tariq dropped Hidden Colors, I think it was 4, The Religion of White Supremacy, whichever one has that subtitle, I think is number 4, The Religion of White Supremacy. I remember when that film came out, I really didn't like it that much because they said white supremacy so many goddamn times in that movie. If you watch that movie, every other word is white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy. Yeah, because the white supremacists and white supremacy, all throughout the movie, every single speaker was saying that word over and over again. And then not too long after that, I started to hear it in the news. I started to hear it on the radio. I started to hear it everywhere. It got forced into the public lexicon. Right. And then I understood why he did it the way that he did it. You know what I'm saying? Even though it annoyed me when I first saw the movie,
right?
You know, once I saw the result, I understood. I said, "Oh, wow, that was powerful." You know what I'm saying? But even terms like white privilege, you know what I'm saying? That was forced into the lexicon.
Dominant society.
Right. Systemic racism. People weren't saying these things when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? Mass incarceration. You know, certain terms that came from the grassroots, from us getting together collectively, getting on code with each other and having these conversations and continuing to beat the drum. We forced these things into the public lexicon. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know, the FBA language is just following the same path. You know what I mean? And we just pointing it out. That's all.
Right. And the reason why they're mad is because they know that when we get our minds right and we get together, we do make things move. We make shit happen. And the shit that's happening is Lineage first. We own Lineage business first. See, we've been, including everybody at the demise of our own selves. We've been risking ourselves for everybody. And now that we're prioritizing ourselves based on our lineage, it got these people panicking. Because who are we going to cling to? They were our life support.
Right. Exactly. But I just want to drive this point home because I know that's how they're going to keep continuing to gaslight us about this story right here. We understand that Tucker Carlson is not our ally. Tucker Carlson is not a friend of ours. We understand that. But the fact that someone like him has to host a conversation where lineage distinctions are being discussed, it tells you a lot.
Right.
It tells you. Go ahead.
And then also when he said that they're the true heritage Americans, we've been saying this.
Right.
We've been saying it. And you had Pan-Africans and everybody else who saying we weren't.
Right. This shows you the flat blackness script no longer works. They can't just say black community anymore. They got to specify. No. Right. They got to clarify. They got to contextualize. Who are you talking about?
They can't say minorities anymore. They can't say people of color anymore. Who are you talking about?
Right.
Which ones? Who?
Right. And again, this is happening throughout different sectors of society. You know what I'm saying? She showed you earlier on, what was that, a college application?
The FAFSA application.
The FAFSA application.
For the financial aid. That's federal document.
That's one of the clearest shifts right there. You know what I mean? So now you got to check Caribbean, African,
right?
You know, foreign born. You know what I'm saying? You got to check all of that stuff off now.
And they don't want to do that. like we say, no one hates Africa more than an African trying to come somewhere and scam. So yeah, that delineation on the application got them shook.
All right. And so
what's that lady, that Indian girl who was campaigning with Kamala? She's an actress, if I'm not mistaken.
Cindy
and her
something.
brother went to college as a black man, and he's
Cindy
clearly
something.
an Indian.
I forgot her last name, but her first name is Cindy. Yep. And so now y'all crimes can no longer get dumped on us. Y'all can't just dump y'all trash on the FBA society. You know, responsibility is being redistributed. You know, that's all it is. It ain't no attack. It ain't no hate. Responsibility is being redistributed. Everybody got to hold their own.
Period.
You know what I mean?
Because when you guys are getting your acknowledgments and your awards and stuff like that, you ain't Black American then or African American. You Jamaican then. You
Mm-hmm.
Haitian then. It's very, very specific. You know what I'm saying? Who you are until them crime stats come.
Yeah.
Now it's Black.
Right. And this is not just trivial. These things are important. Disaggregating this type of data is important. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about like what you were showing with the college entries and stuff like that, you got to understand foundational Black Americans and other Black immigrants, we have different wealth trajectories, we have different historical contexts, we have different structural barriers. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just lump us all into the same group with the same type of needs and all of that. No, it's
Right.
different. We have a specific story, a specific trajectory. We have specific needs. You know what I'm saying? You can't explain that without highlighting lineage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you flatten everything, then it's certain things that don't get addressed that need to be addressed. So it is very important. You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
always been on purpose too. They needed us to not acknowledge our lineage, because not acknowledging our lineage and getting on lineage business, then we're not having a conversation about, lineage based reparations and things like that.
That's what I was
Our
about to
freedom
say.
status and stuff.
That's exactly what I was about to say. When it comes to reparations, this type of shift is undeniable. You know what I'm saying? Policymakers now understand that they have to specify descendants of enslaved people in the U.S. They might not say FBA.
Right.
They might not use that specific term. You know what I'm
we know what
saying?
they mean.
But the language is going to have to be correct. It's going to have to be tight. It's going to have to be rock solid. Lineage-based eligibility. Ancestral ties to American chattel slavery only. Period.
Period.
You know what I mean?
Miss Mickey Jones, you're absolutely right. Every Black caucus got to go. I agree, because I don't even know why they have Black caucus in their name, because they're definitely not advocating for Black people.
Right.
Everything and everybody but.
Right. Right.
Same with the NAACP, not just the Black caucus, same thing. That's supposed to be for Negroes, but they're advocating for everybody but us.
And look, with the Republicans doing what we see them doing now, using our language and all of that stuff, embracing these terms, boosting our signal into the public lexicon and all of that. I think it's a good thing for us, because these are the same people who are doing the DEI rollbacks and affirmative action rollbacks and all of these things that Dr. Anderson been telling us we need to pull the rug from under.
Yep.
That we need to stop supporting and let it fall apart, because it's benefiting everybody except us. Exactly. And so now, okay, they're getting rid of DEI. They're getting rid of all of these minority programs and all of that stuff. And now at the same time, they're using lineage specific language to describe us.
Right.
So now it makes sense for us to be able to come to the table and do a deal based on lineage, based on status, not based on race, not based on minority, not based on diversity and all of this stuff. Because like they said, these are real heritage Americans.
Right.
They gotta acknowledge the reality. We can't front on that. We might not like these guys. We might not agree with everything they do, but hey, they are the real Americans.
And wasn't it the Asians that was talking about getting rid of affirmative action, and then when it was rid of, they start whining and complaining about their entry? Yeah, it's like, oh, so you thought that you know what I'm saying, was white too? No, that's not how that worked.
Yeah.
So anytime it only impacts us negatively, everybody is for it, as long as it impacts us as foundational Black Americans negatively. When it start to reach them at home, all of a sudden, we don't want that no more.
Right. And so now what happens is people like, what's his name? Donald Byrd. People like this Donald Byrd character, it takes away their cover, because he was trying to be fake outraged over, and let's go back over what happened with this whole situation. Actually, let me go to I got the story in here somewhere. Let me pull up the story. Okay. So this is out of a publication called Florida Politics. James Fishback argues Byron Donalds shouldn't be offended by slave slur and calls him a tether. Hilarious. Hold on. Hold on. The leading candidate continues to be the target of incendiary statements from an opponent. The race for Republican nomination for governor continues to be defined by questionable rhetoric. In an interview this week, James Fishback argued that U.S. Rep. Byron Donalds, I called him Donald Byron. His name is Byron Donald.
Byron Donald, yeah.
Shouldn't have been offended by being called a slave since his ancestors were not enslaved in the United States. He said, quote, Byron Donald is a tether. He's not an American descendant of slaves. So when he cries like he has over the last couple of weeks because I call him a slave to the APAC, a slave to corporate interests, a slave to pro-immigration lobby that has hurt every race of Americans, but has also hurt Black Americans who disproportionately work in food, hospitality, leisure, and customer service. He is in no position, has no right to be complaining about me calling him a slave when he has absolutely no direct descendant of slavery in his family. He's from Panama. He's from Belize. His dad is from Jamaica, is what Fishback claimed. So as one of 5 Black Republicans elected to the current Congress, Donalds was a key part of the President Donald Trump's campaign, specifically regarding outreach to Black men, failed. Many of whom broke ranks with the Democratic Party and ultimately helped Trump defeat Vice President Kamala in swing states by staying home. Yeah. He's currently far ahead of opponents in fundraising and in opinion polls. So he's actually leading the race out there. But this didn't go back into the beginning of the comments. So what had happened was, Fish kind of said it in his quote, but what had happened was Fish said that he was a slave to APAC. He said that Donald Byron, whatever his name is, that he was a slave to APAC and corporate interests because he took like, I forgot, $40 million or something like that.
Yeah, already.
Real early in his campaign, took like $40 million from corporate interests and hasn't publicized, what the exchange was,
Right.
And so he called him out for that. And so he used the term slave, but he was saying you a slave to these people who, got you by the strings. You're going to do their bidding.
Exactly. Not the bidding of the American people, not the bidding of foundational Black Americans in your state.
Right.
You're a Black face. So most Black people are looking for Black people to do something for them. Let's just be, for real about it. Although he runs as a Republican, so Black people don't trust him already based on that. You know what I'm saying? Most of us who are not familiar with delineation, they're only seeing Black Republican. I'm not going to support him.
Right. That's true. That's true. And so, yeah. And so again, he was fake offended by that comment and he got called out for it. He said, "Oh, what you mad for? You ain't even from here, dude.
All right.
Your people don't come from that lineage, that heritage. You a tether. Right. Don't try to cloak yourself. Don't try to cloak yourself in the FBA struggle.
Right.
Don't try to cloak yourself in the FBA struggle to try to, combat the reality of what this man is calling you out for, taking all this money from these corporations and not being transparent about it. You know what I'm saying? Deal with that. Deal with the accusation. Right. Don't try to cloak yourself in our struggle and tether on to us. That ain't gonna work out for you.
And you only tether on to us when it's convenient. Everybody wants to talk Black when it's convenient, yet you're advocating for everything that we're not for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to use the struggle of, our ancestors, to push your what is this? Your bullshit.
And so prior to delineation, that most likely would have worked for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We would have most likely got behind him. Oh no, hell no. We'd have been on Fishback's ass for them comments. You know what I'm saying? But now, again, this takes away their cover because the FBA's down there in Florida was immediately like, oh, he ain't one of us.
Right.
He got to hold his own nuts. He ain't one of us. We ain't rocking with him on that. No, get him up out the paint. FBA's down there in Florida, let it be known. And they threw my man a little alley-oop. And he took it and ran with it. He took it and ran with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, flat blackness, that has benefited these political parties for a long time, especially the Democrats. You know what I mean? It has benefited corporations for a long time. Um, Even in activism, they've been able to prop up all of these non-FBA people and say, yeah, this is your leader right here.
Right. That ain't working no
You
more.
know what I'm saying? This activist right here. Yeah, that shit don't work no more.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? It allowed us to be exploited for way too long without no accountability whatsoever. You know, all these people in the media, so-called representing us, that's not tied to our lineage. And I think that's what he was taking a shot at too, Tucker Carlson, when he said, you come over here from Ghana and you get a job at MSNBC, and all of a sudden, I think he was talking about Joyless when he said that. I think that was a shot at Joy Reid. Funny. But yeah, man, delineation threatens
It
all of that,
does. It
man.
does. And
That
even and still white people still are very very much fearful of your genetic annihilation or being the minority. I'm not sure if you guys saw the
oh
tweet
shit.
from someone named Jer underscore Ridge. I don't know what that means, but he said if a white man became a minority, we will be slaughtered. Remember, if non-whites openly hate white men while white men hold a collective majority, then they will 1,000 times more be more hostile and cruel when they are a majority over whites. White solidarity is the only way to survive, and Elon must put 100.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Got a
still,
retweet from Elon
right,
Musk.
like, fool, you got all the money in the world. Why are you worried about it? You can buy yourself out of a situation.
Listen, man. Dr. Frances Cress Wilson was on
Points.
point like a
You
sniper.
know what's funny?
She was on point like a
My
sniper.
brother this weekend, I had surgery Friday. Saturday morning, we have a family text, and he puts Dr. Francis Cress Wilson a clip from Instagram into our family text or whatever. And he was like, I just ran across this lady right here, and what she's saying is powerful. And I'm like, I had to give him a
Mm,
whole little history lesson on her. I'm like, I have her book. You need to read the book, blah, blah. And I started just inundating him with a bunch of information. And he was just like, I was like, she's been talking about this, what we're experiencing today since the 60s. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Literally since the
Who
60s.
who was this?
My
Your cousin?
brother, and my brother is 9
Your
years older
brother?
than me.
Wait. Your brother that you were telling
My
me
brother,
about
yes.
can't be the same
Yes,
brother.
my brother, my blood brother. Yes,
Well, when the student
the
is
teacher
ready,
will appear.
that's how that
Yes, I,
go.
I was just like, wow. So I had to, yeah, forward him a bunch of information on, our dear mother teacher.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, man. But yeah, that's what it all boils down to at the end of the day, man. Everything that we talk about, we have all these conversations, and it seems to veer off into different areas, but all roads lead back to that one thing right
Right.
there: the fear
Genetic
of genetic
annihilation.
annihilation. That's what all of this is about, family. Top to bottom, from top to bottom. And the thing about it is, I feel like at this juncture, the Democrats, they have a more sophisticated way of going about maintaining their power, maintaining white supremacy, maintaining the status quo. I feel like the Republicans, their arrogance is what's going to get them in trouble,
Mhm.
because they don't believe that they need to be as codified. They don't believe that they need to you know run all of these different plays and strategies. They think they could just trample over everybody and just mow everybody down. You know what I'm saying? But that their arrogance makes them become real sloppy, and that's beneficial to
Right.
us. That's beneficial to us. So should I invite some people to come on, drop the link? What you want to do?
Yeah,
You
we
got
can do.
anything
I want to
anything else you want to talk about?
yeah, it's loading right now. So prosecutors won't pursue the death penalty for the brother out there in Ohio who unalived the police officer after he saw the video of his
Is
son
it
being
Rodney
unalived.
Hinton? There's a
Yeah,
Rodney
Hinton,
Hinton
Mr. Hinton.
situation. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
they're not going to pursue the death penalty. I'm hoping, what I'm saying, that he's able to beat this. Obviously, he's still locked up. They haven't given him bail or anything, but I'm hoping that he gets exonerated. Seriously, I think that he literally just had a breakdown.
Acquitted.
Yeah, acquitted. Yeah. I
Yeah.
hope he gets acquitted. Yeah, but they won't seek the death penalty, so that's already good news.
Right. Right. Yeah, I got to look into that, man. I got to look into that one right there because I saw some headlines that kind of look like their case might be falling apart a little bit, but I didn't get into the details. I didn't get into the details of that one. But yeah.
And then celebrity gossip news. Y'all heard about the man accusing Donnie McClurkin of essaying him?
Oh man, yes, I did.
Yeah, I'm like, and he's been open, about, I'm saying, his fighting that spirit of homosexuality,
Donnie
in his
McClurkin
life for
has.
you. Yeah, he has, over the years. Yeah. And I think what it was is he has some type of ministry, what I'm saying, for other men who were kind of fighting that same
Pray Away the
battle.
Gay. Yeah, they was doing Pray Away the
Yeah,
Gay.
yeah. And I
I
mean, my
don't mean
thing
to laugh,
is,
but
if you
damn.
guys are all attracted to the same thing and it's just men there, at some point somebody gonna wink at somebody, or what I'm saying? Like, I didn't feel like that was gonna work.
Yeah, let the women pray away the gay. How about that?
Yeah,
Let
I
the
felt like some women needed to be there just to make sure that everyone is still falling in line to what it is that you're trying to, what I'm saying, remove. I like being in a
they try to
even
do
in
it
a
like a.
place of worship with a bunch of men who are all attracted to men one way or the other. That was not going to work. That was
I
a
guess,
recipe for
I guess they
disaster.
try to do it like a NA meeting or something. You know, at the NA meetings, everybody's an addict. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
we all
but
addicts and alcoholics, and so who's better to help us than somebody who know what it's like? I guess
but
that was
this is
the
a
approach.
different type of addict. This is a different type of addict, and it was, to me, it was a recipe for disaster. And he initially put out some statement that was just kind of weird initially, like before his denial statement that came, before, but I don't know, Donnie. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
What it was, the guy put out some text messages, and he was just like apologizing for being such a dirty old
dirty old
man and
man.
all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, Donnie,
Yeah,
that ain't looking
he
right.
basically admitted because dude didn't come forward with anything. You know, I guess he was just gonna just you know sweep it under the rug or whatever.
Right.
But Donnie sent him the messages basically admitting what he did, and so he like, oh, I can get a bag out of this.
Somebody was like, yo, go get that bag.
Ugh,
My
ugh.
thing is, the church has openly accepted, unfortunately, so much. Like, you got Jamal Bryant, whose wife, the controversy behind her dress, which was like the illusion of it being see through, although it wasn't. She's still a first lady. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And there's still appropriate behaviors, appropriate ways to dress and not dress as, what I'm saying, the first lady of the
So
church.
so you agreed with the backlash from that?
I did. I honestly did, because modesty is also a part of that. I'm not saying you have to be covered in a burqa, what I'm saying, but you're also a first lady. You have young women, what I'm saying, looking at you. That right there, what you wore, that's for your husband to admire your curves and your body and all that. That's not for the world, that's for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess because I'm not a church goer like that, I'd be like, do you? You know,
I believe, yes, do
to each is
you?
reach. That's how I be.
But
Do your thing.
church is a sacred place, right? So you don't walk into a sacred place dressed unsacred. You
I
don't do that.
I guess because I
It's
don't believe
weird.
them anyway. So I'm like, I'm not disappointed in anything. I'm not surprised. I'm not let down because I don't really
Right.
believe them anyway. I look at them funny anyway. It's a scam anyway. Y'all running
Right.
game anyway. So it's like, I
And
don't know.
then You got Jamal getting up there like, yeah, just because, basically your woman big back and da 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 ain't got this and ain't got that. It's like you're missing the whole point. You damn near 60 years old, you know what I'm saying, and saying certain things. You know what's appropriate and what's not. You go home and enjoy that BBL. That's for you to do. That's your wife.
Hey, y'all get these likes up in here, man. Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button.
But yeah, Donnie, oh
Says
no.
pastor's wife shouldn't be dressed like a bottle girl.
I agree. Because come on, you're the pastor's wife. And then with that comes responsibility. She's not an old woman. She's a beautiful woman. But what message are you sending out to the young girls? You know what I'm saying? That are seeking husbands. You know what I'm saying? Because most husbands don't want their woman exposed like that for the world to see. That's for him.
Yeah,
Not to
I
say you're
feel
not
you.
allowed to be sexy. First of all, she's gorgeous. I don't feel like there's much that she needs to do. You know what I'm saying? To
You
be
said she got a
sexy.
BBL though?
Oh, she definitely does. She's
She got a
definitely
BBL.
plastic up. Yes, she's 1000%. The boobs, the ass, everything is fake, but she's still
That takes
a
away to me.
stunning woman.
That
She's
takes
a
away
stunning
that takes
woman.
away points to me. You lose points for that. To me.
For most, yeah. And
To
she's
me.
younger than him, you know what I'm saying? But again, this is Atlanta. It's Atlanta. So, I get it to a degree
Yeah.
for her,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he pisses me off, because I question his moisture.
Right. Is she a beard?
Mhm.
Is she a beard? And that's why he letting her do the most?
Could be,
Yeah.
could be. And what's so really gross, she looks exactly like his ex-wife.
Oh wow.
It's weird. The only thing his ex-wife doesn't have is the BBL. But light-skinned Creole woman with green eyes, like if you put them side to side, you would literally swear they have the same mother and father.
Mm,
That's
got you.
how much they look alike.
Got you.
But yeah,
Got you. So
I thought that was crazy.
some of y'all wanna hop on the stream and chop it up with us about give us your
Yes.
thoughts about today's
We haven't talked about
conversation.
while we're waiting for someone to jump on. Um, President Nicolas Maduro. You know what I'm saying? Being captured by the Trump administration and, flown out to New York.
Yeah. I just
I
dropped the link, by the way.
The link is in the chat, y'all. The fact that so many people have been going in an war about this, especially the Democrats. When you go down history from the Clintons, to Obama, to the Bushes, everybody wanted their hands on this individual. Now all of a sudden it's wrong because Trump did it. And he
Mm.
brought him over here alive. He didn't even kill him like they did everybody else.
Yeah, they probably gonna cut him a sweet deal.
Right.
They probably gonna cut him a sweet deal. He gonna be chilling somewhere. Because like you said, yeah, they could have offed him easy.
Easy.
They could have offed him easy and just kept it moving. But Trump just did some gangster shit, man. He just went up in there on some gangster shit, man. Like, yeah, we'll take this.
Right.
We'll take this. Yeah, I copied your style. You was using it wrong. Y'all got all this oil. Y'all got all this oil. Your money should be long. And now they talking about the technology that they seen and the tactics that they seen. The U.S. military show up with. They got the whole
Mhm.
Latin America shook now.
Right.
Like everybody getting some act right now. They're like, damn, we don't want no smoke. Y'all doing shit like that because they said like 20. It was only like 20 men that went over there, took out hundreds of their men, captured this dude, and like quick, quick, in and out, in and out. But I don't know. Like again, with that, as far as the whole story, because there's a lot of propaganda about Maduro,
Right.
about him drug smuggling and being, all of that stuff. So I don't know what's true and what's not true. I don't know. We know how they do. You know what I'm saying? How they demonize people in order to justify whatever they're gonna go ahead and do to them. That could be the case. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't really have no judgment on it. You know what I mean? But
Did y'all see Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. They have marked a historic moment for us as we were honored to become Guineans and appointed as global cultural ambassadors of branding. Guinea
And Guinea?
and Guinea, yeah.
I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they just announced this yesterday. This recognition goes beyond titles. It is an homecoming and reconnection to our Afro descendant roots.
I don't know. I see a lot of that going on. There,
Right.
I seen the dude. What's this dude's name? The dude that played Joanna Man.
Yeah. Nunez, something like that.
Yeah, I seen him. He pushing back to Ghana real hard.
I saw it.
And I was looking into. He got like some type of ambassadorship. They're trying to do some. This is Hollywood. Hollywood is trying to do some deal with Ghana. Some type of deal with Ghana where they're going to become like the entertainment hub of the continent. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't
so,
like the way he said.
yeah, in exchange for that, they got them promoting this whole. He just got up there lying. To be honest, he just got up there
Right.
lying. He like, don't y'all know?
They giving away free land.
You're a black American. You go over there. As soon as you get over there, you're a citizen. Like what? Nigga, you stop lying.
Just lying.
Just lying. And so I guess this is probably just some more of that. Whatever Megan got going on over there in Guinea. Same type
I
of
don't
deal.
like the way he's sitting.
Who, Orlando?
In that video. No, that Miguel Nunez.
Miguel, that's his name.
Yeah,
Miguel Nunez.
I don't like the way he said. That is not masculine at all.
His hair, wig, unit, whatever he got on his head.
I ain't.
All that shit funny style. And Nunez, his name is Nunez.
Right. So, I think he's Cuban, if I'm not mistaken.
He ain't us.
Absolutely not.
We ain't got them names. Well, let's get Brother Ish up here, man. Let's see what Brother Ish got to say. Peace, God.
Peace, Ish.
Peace, family. How y'all doing? Y'all hear me?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic.
Oh, good. Glad to see y'all back again. Glad I can catch y'all live.
Good to see you.
Wonderful topic y'all have today. I appreciate it. I want to kind of go backwards with what you were just saying about the whole Venezuela thing.
Yeah.
With them capturing the president, I want to hip people to something on how certain operations work without breaking any code. Because even though I'm retired, you could go to jail or you can get caught up for talking too much. But I'll make this kind of plain and obvious. It's kind of obvious. You can't overtake, a president. Okay. Venezuela's not a third world country. Let's not get it twisted. It may not be first world, but it ain't a third world country. You can't just walk in there, which is basically what it looked like. And they saying that only 20 or 30 soldiers or whatever, or how many ever helicopters, whatever. That's not true, because they already showed us in plain sight that they were, the Navy had several vessels in the area for the last month or so. So this was already laid out. So I'm not saying anything that's not already out there. They're going to give you some of the truth in plain sight. That was an inside job because the vice president.
I believe that.
Oh, 100%. You're not going to walk in like that. I promise you, they're not going to walk in to, I forget the country I was thinking of right off the top of my head. You ain't walking into North Korea like that. It ain't going down like that.
Right.
Okay. You're not walking in like that. Even
Russia, Iran.
Exactly. Even if they have insiders, you're not going to, because anyone that's put on any uniform, all right, and I'm gonna just speak for the United States, even though I've worked with foreign nationals and foreign military, they're gonna die by their people, or they're not gonna let it go down like that. It would have been hell to pay. Okay, somebody else would have got taken on. I'm not talking about our people. It wouldn't have went down that way. So it was an inside thing, and what y'all said is correct. I believe they're gonna give him some type of sweetheart deal, exile him, because that's what normally happens in
for some oil.
Exactly. Well, they already got it.
Yeah, they got that.
They already got it. And it's a little bit bigger than that. And I don't know if y'all saw, I think it was 2019, the minister said it by name. he called Maduro by name and said,
Yeah.
when 47 was 45, don't
Yeah.
allow him to go up in there because it's going to start some stuff off. He called it by name. So he already had predicted this, even though people thought he was talking about then. He just so happened to come now.
Right.
And folks kind of forget. I'm not going to even go to the obvious about Obama, okay, and Gaddafi, but you go back further than that to the 80s if people can remember. When Reagan hit up Gaddafi and killed his daughter. Okay.
Wow.
So these things don't just happen, you know, by chance. I think it was you, Sincere, that was saying that they've been trying to get that dude for a minute. Even Biden had put a hit out on homie, you know, in so many words. So folks got to kind of be,
it's just the way that Trump do things. You know what I'm saying? He just brash. He's very brazen, and you know, he's not politically correct. You know what I mean? And so it just looks a certain way.
Yeah, on purpose. On purpose. That's why he's in the position that he's in. You know, that's why you get the secretary of, they call it Secretary of War now, but SecDef, who's literally like a character off of Batman with the hair and all. I'm serious. Think about it. You don't have a person like that in such a powerful position doing silly and stupid stuff. And I'm not going to get super technical, but you don't share any type of information on social media. And they were caught with their pants down talking about information on Telegram. And you don't go to prison. People go to prison in the military for less. I wish I were lying. I'm telling you, people go for less. So you see how it's theater, you know, but it's serious because people's lives could be at stake when you're talking about, you know, putting soldiers in service members and even people overseas that are just traveling in harm's way. That's serious business.
Right.
You know, because they don't play around in these other countries. You know, when you're over there and you don't have a military to back you up, you can't just run. You can go to the embassy and seek refuge for the most part, but you get caught up out there, then, you know, unless you get, you know, a sweetheart deal like LeVar Ball's son did, you know, when he stole some sunglasses or whatever.
Right. Which was
you know,
so stupid.
You know, you might get something like that, but that was a kind of a high profile case. No, you know, our good brother, Great Black Shark said, if y'all over in them places, I suggest you take your tail home now until this cool off. Serious talk, real talk.
Yeah, the fact that Tariq was actually in Mexico, you know, a few days ago was like,
right.
You know,
yeah. And
Shout
even
out
Mexico.
to
Go ahead.
Shout out to the first class citizen C1B with the $10 super chat.
Thank you.
He said the reason for Venezuela takeover was a chess move to dismantle BRICS controlled by the Chinese and retains U.S. Hegemony by keeping USD as the reserved currency. I can see that angle.
I've heard that.
For sure.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't get too deep off into that because there's like a gazillion rabbit holes you can go down.
It's true.
But there was another thing that y'all just mentioned a moment ago, and I'm kind of glad you brought it up. And I saw you were a little surprised by Nicety's response to the Jamal Bryant wife thing.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Well, I'm not surprised you said that, sister, but you were spot on. And I can tell you, although I don't follow Christianity like that, I came up in the church heavy.
Most of us.
Okay. And when I say heavy, my grandfather was a senior deacon. Okay.
My brother is a pastor.
That same brother, the same brother with the Francis Cress Wilson video.
Okay.
Huh, Nasty? That's the same brother with the Francis Cress Wilson video?
Yes.
That's who I thought you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah, my brother is a pastor.
Okay, so you know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and especially down south, you know, that is still to this day, even though, you know, a lot of the brothers and even some of the sisters are walking away from the church, that's still frowned upon because I put in the chat, the black church still, there was so much power in the black church coming out of slavery that people still want to discount. And you can't necessarily discount it even today because they have a lot of mind control over 85% still to this day.
Yeah.
If they were just to start to talk and act right just a little bit, it would be such a shift, such a existential shift that it would probably start to take over a large part of the media. Just a little bit. It don't even have to be just a full shift to saying, all right, everybody, we FBA, we ain't African Americans no more. No. And it's coming slowly but surely. It's coming. Okay, these things are building. You know, even touching on the thing when you talked about the Tucker Carlson thing, and then them saying FBA, and the same with the Fishback dude. Okay, foundational Black Americans, us from here. You know how you could tell who we are? We know they full of it. We know what time it is with them. But as our good brother Sincere said earlier, the truth is the truth, no matter who it come from.
I'm just saying.
But we know who you are. We know what time it is with Trump. We know what time it is with these folks. But if they about to cut a check and he about to knock these credit card rates down, get it popping.
I'm just saying.
Hey, right.
He closing these borders. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all, Sincere knows. My son, who's only 20, since high school, you know, has after high school got into the trades. You know what I'm saying? And so he's taken a lot of the exams, passed them all. He just had an interview Thursday with Thursday with the one of the lead abatement union or whatever. It's crazy here in Los Angeles since the mass deportations and people voluntarily, you know, deporting themselves, how much of these trade jobs have opened up here.
Oh yeah.
Specifically in California. He's been trying since 18. He took the interview on Thursday. They offered him the job the same day.
Wow. Congratulations to him.
Shout out to my nephew.
Offered him the job the same day. He declined.
Okay.
Because he make more money
because he got options.
Because he make more money than what he make more money than they're offering him, even at their highest level. So he's like, you know, I came to see what y'all was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for the opportunity.
That's how we get down. You see, that's why they wanted to flood. Both parties wanted to flood the zone to their benefit. Okay, they wanted to flood the zone with immigration to their benefit because they knew, even coming out of slavery, we was talking like, no, we're gonna get the same thing you got. That's how we are. That's how we can tell who's not from here, even if they've assimilated well. And that's not a diss to anybody.
Right.
But we just different. Okay, and we recognize in our culture more. And we not letting nobody just take wins and put it up under, as y'all put it, the flag blackness. It's not happening anymore. Those days are up and people are shook. Now they really getting shook. And I'm gonna keep referring back to what you all were already saying, because now they got the YT folks saying it. Oh, they really gonna get shook. Now you don't gotta listen to us no more.
Right.
Now they really gonna think we put some kind of hoodoo on them. You know what I'm saying? No.
Work.
Hey, Kaya David 1037. I wanna answer your question. Can you click the link and hop on? You said my daughter is born in the US, but she is half FBA, half Jamaican. How is she and many of the mixed ethnic people viewed? I want to address your question, but I want you to hop on though. Yeah. If you could hop on, I'll definitely address that question. But yeah, Ish, what you thought about the Fishback dude, the comments from the Fishback dude, that whole situation?
Yeah, he was spot on. But just today or yesterday, I believe he's running for governor as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're running for primary.
Right. He's pushing and celebrating Confederate holidays down there. He's like, I'm not going to apologize for that either. Again, that goes back to our earlier comment. Yeah, you can talk slick to Tether Donald, but we see you for who you are, and we ain't come.
Exactly.
We're gonna come with some tangibles, homie.
And he's an immigrant too. His family's from Colombia or some shit, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
Fishback, you know.
Yeah. No different than Yosemite Sam down there. That's what my pops call him. Because DeSantis, you know, he wear high heel boots. Real talk.
DeSantis.
Yes, real talk. You do.
He's Colombian, but he thinks he's white, like Tucker Carlton.
Like DeSantis.
That's what he.
Same.
White Hispanic.
White Hispanic.
He looked like he looked like Honey I Shrunk the Kids. He looked just like Honey I Shrunk the Kids.
Right.
But my thing is he's calling out Byron Donald, but he's a Tether too.
Exactly. See, he thinks that's reserved just for us calling out those that are more melanated.
Right.
That's where some of these folks and most of us that have discernment can pick up on that. Just okay, I see what kind of game you're playing, but y'all go ahead and have some tether side. We over here chilling. We doing what we do. We calling for these reparations. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's about.
Let me get the Kaya David brother on here so I can address his question. Yo, you on camera, brother? Turn your camera on. Kaya David, you on screen, brother? Can you turn your camera on?
I don't hear him either. I don't think he's muted though.
It might be having an issue. Oh, you look like you joined from a different device or something. Hold on. I see you back there. Let's get you up here.
Peace.
There you go. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear us. Yeah, there's a little bit of delay too.
I can't hear you guys anymore.
What happened with the other device? Try to go back to the other device and just turn the camera on.
Let me exit and come back. If you can hear me, I'm gonna exit and come back.
That brother's not FBA
at all.
He clearly got a Jamaican accent.
For sure.
Okay.
I think he was talking about
maybe his wife is FBA or something.
Right, you talking about some kids or something, right? Exactly.
Maybe because he said his daughter, so maybe his wife is FBA or something like that. Yeah.
Did y'all talk about your interview with Chase? I came in a little late.
Yeah, we mentioned that at the top of the broadcast. And for those of y'all that wasn't here, make sure y'all following. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Foundational Black American channel on YouTube with our brother Chase McGee. Me and him did a couple of collabs recently. Y'all make sure y'all go check those out if you haven't had a chance to check those out already. The first one we did, we were reacting to a video of some Black Brits who were over there talking about we don't know where we from, that old tale. We did a reaction to that. And then the one that dropped earlier today, we did a reaction to when I was on Dr. Ma'at's channel. Just had a couple of things we wanted to clear up with that one. So y'all make sure y'all go check those out. Real good stuff.
Oh, can I speak on that real quick?
Go ahead.
One from today. So, me and you already conversed. So I'll put a little bit of the sanitized version out here. That whole I don't even want to call it an interview, but when you sat down yourself, the one B, Dr. Ma'at and the two other dudes, it would take, in my opinion, probably about 6 hours to dissect everything that they were jam packing up into just a little bit of the podcast you and Nicey did. Because they were trying to, chop down pieces of both of those podcasts when we were talking about the Professor Smalls thing. But the way, because even that little bit that you all talked about, y'all didn't even go deep with that. You hit the surface on it. And the reason I say that is because to me, that's deceptive. Those are deceptive tools. And to make it sound like you were talking about, we lost some African culture and this, that, and the third when we got here. That was, now cipher. That was nowhere near the truth. Okay. And it's a redirection or misdirection to take away from what the real focus was about.
Right.
And it's Pan-Africanist approach.
Right. Reframing my comments to fit your narrative. And if you pay attention to it, she didn't give me the opportunity to explain, because I wouldn't have even needed to do the reaction if I would have had the opportunity to explain in real time. Because I was like, yo, let me disagree with what you're saying. It's like, well, you can disagree with it, but you disagree with all you want, but people don't lose their culture. And she just kept it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you was gonna make too much sense.
Right.
So I can't let you speak. I can't let you rebuttal because you're gonna make too much sense.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, not just that. Anytime you tried to rebuttal, the other dudes was coming with, some way out stuff about shots and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like just insanity.
Yeah.
Brother Kai, you good now? What's up? Can you hear us?
Yes. Yeah, man. Bless up.
Welcome to the Godcast.
Thank you. I was having a problem on my other phone, so I couldn't get on.
Peace. Well, you straight from Jamaica, ain't it?
Yeah, I was born in Jamaica. I'm in Queens now. I grew up in New York since like '92, but I'm from Jamaica.
So you got a daughter with an FBA sister?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I also have a son who's full Jamaican, and that kind of lead into my question. Well, not really a question. I'm pretty clear on it, but
all right. So because the reason why I wanted you to come on because I wanted to know why you were so confused. Like, what's confusing about it to you?
no, I'm not really confused. It's just more so I want to hear what other people are thinking. Okay, let me just get to it. And I'm not trying to I'm not playing lip service. I'm not trying to be like a pick me, because I believe in a lot of what FBA people say. Because like I went to school in the Bronx, I went to school in Queens, and a lot of my Jamaican friends express some of the things that I hear people saying, that, you know, all those Yankees and those this and those that. Like I grew up warring with Yankees. Like we back in like 98, 99, we were beefing with Yankees and so quote unquote Yankees and stuff like that. But I never always felt like that. You know what I mean? I always felt like I've always had respect for Black Americans. You know what I mean? I think Black Americans are the most copied Black people and out of the whole Black diaspora. Continental. And I think Jamaicans are actually a close second.
Y'all up there? I'll give it to y'all.
You know what I mean? But I
small island.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I always paid forward to Black Americans. And like I said, my daughter her mother is, I don't know exactly where they're from, somewhere in the South, but she's from Brooklyn, her mother, right? Basically. Mm-hmm. So here's my thing. My son, his mother is Jamaican, right? He's born here in New York, but here's my thing. I would say that as far as reparations go, he's not entitled to any. You know what I mean? Because although he's born here, his lineage is from Jamaica. So our plight would be with the British government and the Spanish government. But as far as my daughter, I think that she would be entitled to half of it. Well, let's just talk in small numbers. Sorry?
I said she would be, because she is a foundational Black American on her mother's side, so she is entitled.
Okay, so do you believe that she would be? Okay, so let's say the person beside us, our neighbors who are full FBA then. And let's just talk in small numbers. If let's say the reparation dollar mark is $100, that means I believe my daughter should get 50. Okay. Is that how you guys look at it, or is
no?
No, she's gonna get $100.
She gonna get $100. She's
gonna get $100. She FBA. Because let me tell you this. My son's mother is Jamaican.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But my son is FBA.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? My son is FBA. My son is actually, he can't go to Jamaica and be a Jamaican.
Actually,
even though his mother's family is from there. Yes, I'm saying culturally, he don't fit in with Jamaicans.
But he can get a citizenship.
Well, we can get a citizenship. That's paperwork. That's paperwork. I'm saying he's not going to be embraced as one of us. He's always going to be looked at as a foreigner, as an outsider.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And probably the same thing with your daughter.
Well, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I actually did get a citizenship for her. Because if you have one parent who is a Jamaican national, they by what's the word? By naturalization, they are entitled to it as well.
So you're a naturalized U.S. citizen?
I am, yes. But what I mean in terms of Jamaica, my daughter is entitled to naturalization by way of parentage.
Over there.
It only takes one parent.
Okay. Well, your situation is a little bit different, because my son's mother was born here. Her family's from Jamaica, but she was born here. You know what I'm saying? You yourself are from Jamaica, so that makes your daughter what, first generation?
That's right.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different. Okay. So yeah, it makes sense. I understand. I understand what you're asking, but now your daughter, she's eligible. If you got a family member that you could trace back to the killing fields of American slavery, do FBA. That's just how it's that simple. It's that simple.
Okay, cool. So that was actually more gracious than what I was willing to give her, but it's obviously I don't.
Baby girl gonna get her check. Baby girl gonna get her check too.
Hey, my man Kaya gonna get that other 50. That's what he talking about. He said she only gonna get 50. He got his hand in that pocket already.
No, I wouldn't put nothing for my children, bro. I mean, forgive them, you know.
Appreciate you though, brother.
Thank you.
Respect to you, man.
Respect. Yeah, man. Respect, man. Give thanks for everything. I'm gonna keep listening.
You're welcome.
All right.
Peace.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right. See, that brother cool.
I like that.
respectful.
Hey, speaking of
You know
that,
what I mean?
did y'all see where I think Godfrey was on Willie D, one
Yeah.
of them shows, and he was starting to talk like FBA makes sense to him now when he wasn't previously, and I liked it.
Godfrey?
God,
Oh
I thought
yeah,
it always did to him.
Yeah, I thought it always made sense to
Yeah.
Godfrey.
nah, and I've been to several of his shows. I'd met the brother before, super cool brother, but I think he kind of got caught in a bit of a twist with the way that he would catch some of our people kind of going hard, and some other folks would get in his ear. I'm telling you from watching this from afar. I don't know the
Right.
brother.
Yeah,
And the
because
reason
I
say
see
that,
I've
go ahead.
seen people online. Hold, I didn't mean to cut your wisdom, but
No, go ahead.
I've definitely seen people online going in on Godfrey for certain things. But the only time I seen him say anything that was a little bit sideways when him and Lord Jamal fell out and they was having their little back and forth.
Yep.
That's the only time I seen some stuff from Godfrey
You're
that
right.
was a little bit questionable. But for the most part, he's always been cool
Oh, yeah.
from what I've seen.
He's been cool. Don't get me wrong, but he kind of came sideways a few times, and you're correct. I believe that's where it may have gotten started. And I'm not saying he just went all out and was disrespecting us, but he was saying some suspect things. Now he wasn't talking this strong as he did in that video. He hadn't talked that strong. And the reason I bring that up is there are several, and I kind of saw some of this coming, but I didn't know how it would turn out. Several of those, I want to call them naturalized Black Americans, like the brother that was on. Some of them, like he said earlier, if y'all caught what he was saying, he was warring with some Yankees. I was like, okay, well, I don't know what that was about. And some of them are starting to realize and be like, okay, well, hold on. This might not ain't got nothing to do with me. Let me take a chill pill for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are really starting to come and realize that this ain't my fight. Let me take it easy. While the others, okay, the actual Tethers are out here just going hard in the paint and ain't gonna do nothing, like the Revenues of the world, the other dude from Nigeria, them cats of the world that they jump on Tariq's live just for clout and attention.
Right.
So that's why I brought it up.
Got you. I understand. But yeah, people in the chat, some people saying that I never trusted Godfrey.
See what I'm saying? So I knew it wasn't just me. And it wasn't about trust. I think the brother was confused because you got to think about it. Somebody's been here all their life. They were born here. They were immersed in our wonderful culture. And I want to add on to what brother was saying earlier. The most copied in the diaspora. No, the most copied on the planet, on the entire planet.
Facts.
Race down. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We're going to call it all now. We call it all balls and strikes. And that's what people getting shook. Because when we start standing up and saying, hold on, we want to start making claims, all this hours. How about that? Everything that you touch and like, all the way over to Asia and everything, K-pop, you name it. Okay. You can't do much without something within your day that got something to do with foundational Black American culture. That's a fact. Even down to the hillbillies. You know what I'm saying? So when some of these melanated Black folk that are immigrants or come from immigrant families, and they're not FBA, it may take them a while. And I'm not sitting there holding the bag for them at all. Y'all know me. However, some of them going to start to get some act right because they're starting to see it come from more than just the internet thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Some of y'all in the chat are doing what I call majoring in the minors, man. You know, y'all getting caught up in word semantics. The brother said naturalized Black Americans. Okay. Right. Somebody who became a naturalized citizen, that's obviously a foreigner who came over here and got a citizenship.
Right.
Y'all want to say, oh, you don't like that term. You want to use naturalized U.S. citizens. And y'all majoring in the minors, man.
Right.
Y'all majoring in the minors.
Right. Exactly. Great point, brother. Great point. Right. We can't get caught in the semantics.
Just windmilling.
Right.
And listen, I get it. You know, some of y'all might mean well. I do get it because we have been, attacked and inundated, and the word game has been weaponized against us. So I understand, you know what I'm saying, the inclination of, wanting to get the language all the way right and all of that. I do get it, but come on now. We just right here on YouTube shooting the shit a little bit.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And folks that kind of, and I don't know who it is, I could barely see some of them, but folks that do that, I wouldn't chastise them. I'm not saying that you are, but I would ask them, anybody that's kind of going down rabbit holes, have you read Mr. Fuller's work?
Mhm.
Do you have the word guide? Do you understand
Mhm.
how important language is, the words that we
Right.
use and why they're being used, and context? Which is why I said earlier, it would take hours upon hours to break down and stop every few seconds, which y'all was saying on that podcast, because it was a lot of misdirection, reframing, you
Mhm.
name it, a lot of
I had a
confusion.
headache.
Oh man, you and
I
me
had a
both.
headache.
You and me both. You and me both. I'm glad it's over.
My man Chase taught me a new term. Y'all probably know it, but I don't be knowing all these terms. But it's called gish gallop. They was doing a lot of gish. They was doing a lot of gish galloping on there, and that's
Okay.
where that's in a debate or in an argument when a person just hit you with so many different things that you can't even respond to everything that they said because they done changed the point so many different times before
Right.
you had a chance to address one thing. They talk about this over here and that over there. They was doing a lot of that throughout the whole
Okay, I
thing.
got
So
to look that one. Gish Gallop. Okay.
Gish
Gish
Gallop.
gallop.
Yeah, shout out to brother Chase. He
Yeah,
put me
that's a
on
new.
that.
That's a new.
But
Y'all keep cooking though. Y'all keep cooking. You and brother Chase, and of course, you and our great sister Nicey. Y'all keep cooking. I appreciate everything y'all doing. I ain't gonna hold you.
and make
Maybe
Thank
sure
you
y'all
for
somebody.
your
subscribe to
support.
brother Ish. Make sure y'all
Yes,
subscribe to brother Ish channel. Drop your channel in the
in
chat,
the
Ish.
chat.
For sure.
Make
For
sure y'all
sure.
subscribe to our brother's channel.
I appreciate y'all. We'll catch
All
you on the
right.
weekend.
Love you, Ish.
All
All
right.
right,
Happy
peace.
Yeah.
birthday, by the way. It was his
Oh yeah,
Appreciate
birthday
yeah,
that.
yeah.
a
Yes
couple of days
indeed.
ago. So happy
Yes
Appreciate.
birthday to
indeed.
you.
Appreciate
Yes
that. All right.
indeed. Physical
All right.
degree.
Peace.
Peace. All right. All right. So it's about time we get up out of here, man. This was a good conversation today.
Was
Appreciate everybody tapping in with us as always. You were asking me about a link to the book or something like that.
the commercial, in the beginning of on here because I want to put it on my TikTok.
I gotta just send you the video because it's not a
Yeah.
link. It might be on YouTube, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay. If it
I,
is.
I should have it though. I gotta look
Okay.
for it. But on
I'll
here,
put it
it's
on
just
TikTok.
inside the what's the name materials. But excuse me. But speaking of the book, y'all make sure y'all go get that from the Womb to Illmatic. If you see the QR code right above me, you can scan
Yeah, I
that
don't
QR
see it yet.
code. You
I
don't
don't
see
see
it
it. No.
above me?
Mm,
Yeah, it's right
maybe
there.
the live. Oh, okay. The live button is over it. The little
Okay.
banner.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Right there. But y'all should be able to scan that code and go ahead and place your orders from the Womb to Illmatic. The Hip Hop Blueprint to Unlocking Your Child's Inner Genius. That's available right now, as well as our children's series. Oh, you know what? Let me put the other code up there because that one probably will. There you go. Boom.
There you go.
That's the code right there. And you can also go ahead and order the children's series, 7 the Super Hey Rule. That's available as well. Volumes 1, 2, and 3, as well as the activity book. Y'all
Yep.
make sure y'all go ahead and get those. Appreciate y'all in advance for all of the support.
And Brother Ish has put the link to his YouTube channel in the chat. So make sure you guys hit that link and subscribe to the channel. It's free 99.
And the brother is right. I see some of y'all are going back and forth with the brother Kaya about the term Yankee. And he's not lying. You know what I'm saying? If you're from New York, it was normalized. I understand people are insulted by the term or whatever the case may be. But just to be clear, he's not lying. You know what I'm saying? They were the Yardies, we were the Yankees, and it wasn't really offensive like that to us. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't know no better. That's the reason why. We didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? But when you know better, you do better. So yeah, you're gonna have to clean that language up, brother. All right. I'm trying to kill some time because I see some of y'all are scanning the QR code. So I want to make sure that y'all get the opportunity to go ahead and do that. Before we just close it out on y'all. But it is available on Amazon, by the way. 7 the Super Hey Rule on Amazon, and From the Womb to Illmatic, both available on Amazon. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and get those. Other than that, family, y'all know how we do. We are not the master teachers, but we are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. That does it for today's episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. We up out of here. Peace.